what's going on, everybody? Before you go crazy, just know that the title of this video, I know you're looking at the title of this video and you're saying, Baddog, have you lost your mind? No, I have not lost my mind. So bear with me as I tell you why the title is what it is. But thank you guys and girls for watching. You know who it is. It is your boy Baddog here with another New York Yankees video. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up. It helps out the video huge. Also, hit that subscribe if you're new to the channel. They're both free. They don't cost you anything to subscribe or hit the thumbs up, but they help me out huge. If you're kind enough to subscribe, make sure you ring the bell and put on all notifications so you know I do a Yankee video, a Giants video, or a Yankees live stream, which I'll be live for the Yankees and White Sox on Sunday night. Hopefully you guys and girls will be here. There's a lot more Yankee stuff coming on this channel as the season progresses. So you may be thinking to yourself, why does the title say Yankees aren't any good? They haven't played anybody. Well, because that's what all the haters are saying. You know, one thing I hate in sports is that, oh, they're no good. They haven't played anybody. But who they played? Who the Yankees played? Right? My man Uncle Lou hears that about Georgia. Who they played? But who is Georgia played? Well, it's one thing when you're playing football and you play one game a week and maybe you've played 4 weak teams in a row, and then you play a strong team, and you say, well, they haven't really played anybody good. And then, you know, you get in and you play a really good team and you lose. You know, I wrote down a bunch of stuff here. The Yankees are 28-9 going into today against the Orioles. And I heard this, oh, the Yankees are no good. They ain't played anybody. The last Yankee video I did when I said they're the best team in baseball, they haven't played anybody. They haven't played the Rays yet. They didn't play Tampa Bay yet, Baddog. They ain't played Houston. They're better than the Yankees. Well, neither one of those teams have played the Yankees. So let's go over some of the best teams in baseball. And the reason I hate this is this. When the Yankees lost 2 out of 3 to the Orioles, the fan base lost its mind, myself included, right? That's how Michael Kay quoted my video. Because I was ticked off with the lack of Yankee offense and saying, how the hell do we score 1 run in 2 of the 3 games combined against the Orioles, and how do we lose 2 out of 3 to the Orioles? Should not be losing to them. So what is the alternative? The Yankees play bad teams or weaker teams? We're supposed to lose? The Yankees can't help who's on the schedule, just like no team in sports can help who's on their schedule. You play who's on your schedule, you beat who's on your schedule. Mariano Duncan, 1996. We played today. We win today. That's it. That's it. The Yankees don't make the schedule. So let's look at it. Yeah, they played Boston. Boston stinks. The Yankees are 2-1 against Boston. They played Toronto. Toronto is pretty good, right? They're 20-17. The Yankees are 4-3 against Toronto. They played Baltimore. They're 7-2 against Baltimore. Baltimore's 14-24. They stink. They stink. We should be beating Baltimore. Didn't Tampa Bay beat Baltimore 18 out of 19 times last year? And that's why they won the division, because the Yankees were like 8-8 or whatever the hell it was, 9-8 against the Orioles or something ridiculous, 9-9, 10-9, whatever it was. We lost a lot of games at the Orioles that we shouldn't. That was the difference. Nobody said, well, the Yankees didn't beat up on Baltimore, but the Tampa Bay Rays ain't any good because they beat up on Baltimore. Nobody said that. The reason the Yankees lost the division last year is because they couldn't beat Baltimore and Tampa Bay crushed them. The Yankees are 2-1 against Detroit. Detroit stinks. Cleveland's a 500 team, pretty much. The Yankees swept them. They're 3-0 against them. Kansas City's not good. The Yankees swept them too. Texas is 16-19. Yankees, and again, I'm recording, just so you know, I'm recording this on, I'm recording this on Wednesday evening, so I don't know what the results of those games are that I'm talking about. So if the records are wrong, bear with me, okay? I'm recording it Wednesday night. I'm uploading it today, which is Thursday. But Texas is 16-19. The Yankees are 2-1 against them. White Sox are a 500 team. The Yankees are 3-1 against them. Okay, so that's not the greatest schedule. Well, let's look at Tampa Bay. While I'm recording this video, Tampa Bay is 22-15. Well, they also played Baltimore. They're 3-0 against Baltimore. They played Oakland. Oakland's 16-23. And they're 4-3 against them. Tampa Bay's played the White Sox. They're 1-2 against the White Sox. The Yankees are 3-1 against the White Sox. They played the Cubs. The Cubs are 15-20. Tampa Bay's 2-1 against Cubs. They've also played Boston. They're not any good. They played Seattle. Seattle's 16-21 this year. That's not a good team. Tampa Bay's 5-2 against them. They played Minnesota. Minnesota's 21-16. Tampa Bay's 1-2 against them. They played the Angels. The Angels are pretty good. They're 24-15. Tampa Bay's 1-2 against the Angels. They beat Toronto. They played Toronto. They beat them 2 out of 3. And they played Detroit. And like I said, as I'm recording this video, because I don't know what the results were during the game, they're 1-1 against Detroit. I'm looking at Tampa Bay's schedule, and I don't see anybody that really jumps off the page outside of the Angels who they have a losing record against. So look at the Houston Astros. The Astros play the Angels. The Angels are 24-15. The Astros are 4-3 against them. They played the Diamondbacks, who are 18-20. 1-1 against them. They played Seattle, who's 16-21, 4-2 against them. Houston's 2-4 against Toronto. And, the Yankees are 4-3 against Toronto. So the Yankees were able to beat them. Houston played Texas. Well, so did the Yankees, right? Houston played Seattle. Houston's 5-2 against Seattle. Seattle stinks. They're 4-0 against Detroit. Detroit stinks. They are 3-0 against Minnesota. Minnesota's 21-16. That's not too bad. They're 2-1 against Washington. Washington's one of the worst teams in baseball. And they played Boston twice. So Houston's 24-15. And who outside of the Angels in that schedule jumps off the page and goes, man, they're beating world beaters? Nobody. Let's look at the Mets, because I'm sure it's the Mets fans that are like, oh, the Yankees ain't played anybody, but the Mets are better. The Mets fans have a problem with the Yankee fans. The Mets fans have a problem with the Yankees. Yankee fans do not have a problem with the Mets. They don't. Mets fans that have an issue with the Yankees, that's just jealousy. There's no reason for a Yankee fan to dislike the Mets and vice versa. It's like a Giants fan disliking the Jets and the Jets disliking the Giants. There is no reason for that. Outside of they play in the same city. Well, kind of. They play in the same state, right? Well, the Jets and Giants play in the same stadium. The Mets play in Queens. The Yankees play in the Bronx. But I digress, okay? They don't play in the same league. The Mets are National League. The Yankees are American League. The Jets are the AFC. The Giants are the NFC. There is no reason to dislike them except for when we play them, which is twice, 4 times a year with the Mets and once every couple years with the Jets and Giants. There's no reason to have any hatred there unless you're jealous. And I can tell you this, Yankee fans are not jealous of the Mets. As a matter of fact, I've said before, if the Yankees aren't in the playoffs, I root for the Mets. I got no problem with the Mets. Let's look at the Mets. 5-2 against the terrible Washington Nationals. 6-3 against the Philadelphia Phillies, who are under 500. 4-2 against the Diamondbacks, who are under 500. 3-1 against the Giants. That was a good series for the Mets. Giants are 22-14. They're 3-2 against St. Louis. St. Louis is 20-16. That's not too bad. 2-2 against Atlanta, under 500. 1-2 against Seattle. They're under 500. So again, look at the Mets schedule. Who's great that they played? Besides the Giants. The Giants are a good team. So the Mets had one tough team. My point is, the best teams in baseball are beating up on the bad teams. And that is what good teams are supposed to do. Now, I'm not saying the Yankees, we're going to play Tampa very soon. I'm not saying that the Yankees are going to go in there and sweep Tampa at all. And I'm not saying that the Yankees would sweep the Astros or sweep the Angels or sweep the Mets. I'm not even saying the Yankees would win the series against those teams. But the fact of the matter is, the Yankees are 28-9, and because they're beating up on the teams that they're supposed to beat up on. And that's the way you win in professional sports. Teams will always play against teams of lesser talent that aren't as good. And you're supposed to beat them. So why do teams that beat up on bad teams get disrespected and say, oh, they're not good, they haven't beat anybody good? Because good teams beat up on bad teams. And good teams play good teams tough. It's very early in the season. We played 37 games. Okay? We're about a quarter of the way through the season right now. So I'm happy with the way the Yankees have played. I'm thrilled that they're 28-9. This is the best team I've seen since 98, which is ridiculous because at the beginning of the year, I thought this team was going to be terrible with the way they started out. They couldn't score against the Orioles. They couldn't score against Detroit. They looked like they were going to be a mediocre team, which is what I thought they'd be. And let's face it, there's still a lot of time left to go. They could still end up being that mediocre team. The way they played right now, they're not. They're definitely the best team in baseball the way they played through the first 37 games of the year. And I'm thrilled about that. Was my take wrong at the beginning of the year? Yeah, good. I'm glad. I'm glad it was wrong. I'm glad I was wrong about Boone. I'm glad I was wrong about Cashman so far. I'm glad. I'm glad I was wrong. I'm glad that take sucked. Because I want the Yankees to win, and win is what they're doing. But I get sick and tired of the Yankees, or any team for that matter, being disrespected because they're beating the teams that are on their schedule. I don't understand that. Again, that's just a pretty much way of saying, oh, I'm very envious that your team is very good and that my team is not as good as yours, so I will try to diminish your accomplishments by saying you didn't play anybody. Who do you played? Who the Yankees played? Well, it doesn't really matter who they played because they've been beating their ass. And as a Yankee fan, we have to hope that continues. And we have to hope that continues today against the Baltimore Orioles as they go for a 4-game sweep. Anyway, it's all I got in this video. As always, if you made it all the way through this 11 minutes, you're a trooper. Hit the like, hit the subscribe button, share the video out with a friend, with a Yankee fan, with a family member. Tell them to subscribe. We're close to 100,000 subscribers. The more subscribers we can get, the sooner we can get to 100,000. Help out the Bad Diggity Dizzle and enjoy the rest of your Thursday. It's the Baddog, and I'm out. Peace.